In Belgrade, Serbia, along the Sava and Danube rivers, a fascinating story unfolds. It's about the Pink Panther gang, known for their criminal exploits in theft, art heists, break-ins, and trading stolen treasures. Let's explore their intriguing tale that blends history with crime. In the 1990s, Eastern Europe witnessed a series of brutal conflicts following the breakup of Yugoslavia. These conflicts devastated the region immensely, with numerous war crimes and atrocities committed against Serbs, Croats, Bosnians, and other nationalities. The toll was staggering, resulting in hundreds of thousands of deaths and millions being displaced. Safety became a distant concept, even after the war ended in 2001. The legacy of trauma from a decade of destruction continued to cast a shadow. Former soldiers and mercenaries, grappling to rebuild their lives, turned to organized crime. They formed a covert network of allies, leveraging their expertise in explosives, technology, and military tactics. Remarkably, the training and brutality they had experienced during the Yugoslav wars seamlessly transitioned to the criminal underworld. Their audacious heists targeted heavily fortified jewelry stores and high-value locations, capturing global attention and earning them a moniker. But when did they come to light? The Pink Panthers became infamous in 2003 when they pulled off the London Graph heist. Pursued by the police, they ingeniously concealed stolen jewelry within a jar of skin cream, mirroring a classic scene from the 1960s Pink Panther movies. This event not only gave rise to the group's name but also added to their enigmatic reputation. But why the name Pink Panthers? The name carries a hint of an inept detective, a clever irony. Despite this, the Panthers have evolved into the most prolific criminal organization of history. In a 2019 interview, Olivera Tsurkovic, who proclaimed herself the group's mastermind, stated that she's lost count of the vast sums amassed by the Pink Panthers throughout their 2 decades of activity. Their earnings predominantly consist of gold and diamonds, acquired through numerous operations. It's estimated that the Pink Panthers have been involved in at least 370 heists, accumulating around $500 million in loot. Their global reach has led them to strike in cities like London, Dubai, and Tokyo, meticulously selecting targets worthy of their attention. The Pink Panthers have targeted numerous globally coveted jewels and diamonds, displaying an unbounded geographical scope. Their modus operandi is nothing short of remarkable. While their activities in London might have seemed ordinary, they evoked imagery reminiscent of a scene from a crime movie. As if that was the least of their activities, in one of their operations in 2003, the members of the Pink Panthers quietly and inconspicuously entered a merchandise store, expressing interest in perusing the available merchandise. However, their intentions quickly turned menacing as they produced a .357 Magnum, compelling shoppers to the floor. They then shattered display cases and seized all valuable items they could carry. A pursuit led to the apprehension of Nebojša Denić, a Panther operative who had masqueraded as a customer. Subsequently, law enforcement discovered the gang's hideout and the stolen jewelry concealed within a face cream container, reminiscent of a scene from The Return of the Pink Panther. This marked the genesis of the moniker, the Pink Panthers. Despite their overall capabilities, the operation appeared relatively subdued. But to everyone's surprise, just a year later, the group reinitiated their operations, targeting the Comtesse de Vendôme necklace in Tokyo. A trio comprising 2 men and a woman from Serbia, accompanied by a Scottish woman, entered Japan with authentic passports, albeit not their own. They quickly entered and exited the store shortly after arriving, making off with a necklace valued at an astonishing $33 million. And as though that wasn't enough, a few years later, in Dubai, the Pink Panthers executed a daring act by crashing 2 Audi sedans through the entrance of the Wafi shopping mall, causing extensive damage to the front of a jewelry store. Surveillance footage capturing the incident revealed the 2 vehicles stationed outside and 3 men entering the store. Some minutes later, the group departed with the same haste they arrived, all while onlookers observed from the nearby balconies. According to reports, their haul amounted to an estimated $3.4 million in valuables. However, the law enforcement has managed to arrest some Panther members, yet the group's proficiency in orchestrating successful jewelry store heists appears to translate into a certain effectiveness in liberating their imprisoned comrades. A case in point involves Panther member Milan Poperic, confined in Orb prison in Vaud, Switzerland. During his time there, two individuals forcefully breached the prison gate using a car and deterred guards from intervening by employing AK-47s. This daring act allowed Poperic and his fellow inmate, Adrian Albrecht, to escape alongside their accomplices. Let's now see some of the most bizarre crimes they committed. First, during one of their operations in 2018, their target was the jewelry showcased at the Treasures of the Mughals and the Maharajas exhibition, a collection sourced from the Qatari Royal Collection, showcased at the Doge's Palace in Venice, Italy. The Pink Panthers executed their operation during broad daylight. Managing to deactivate the alarm system and blend in with the crowd, the culprits absconded with approximately £1.7 million worth of jewelry. Although they managed to escape the immediate pursuit of the police, they were eventually apprehended in Serbia. It was later revealed that one of the captured members was suspected of being a Pink Panthers member. The second operation was in 2022. Back then, 4 members of the Pink Panthers group attacked the TFF Maastricht Art Fair during broad daylight. They focused on the booth of Symbolic & Chase, a London-based dealer known for its collection of exquisite jewels. This included a pair of diamond and sapphire earrings valued at $10 million. Prompt police action resulted in the arrest of 2 suspects on the A2 highway. Law enforcement is collaborating closely with TFAF to guarantee the safety and protection of exhibitors and visitors. Some questions that have been in the mouths of everyone are, who exactly is the leader of this notorious gang? The truth is that while Dragan Mikic founded the notorious gang, many aspects of the organization remain undisclosed, and details about the group's chain of command gradually seem to be emerging. Olivera Sirkovic's interview shed light on the inner workings of the Pink Panthers, setting them apart from conventional organized crime groups. To get a job, they employ a prolonged process to select individuals for their operations, which reportedly takes years. The group's operational methodology diverges significantly from other established criminal entities. During each mission, there is a unique characteristic. No member possesses knowledge of their position within the Pink Panthers hierarchy, resulting in the absence of a command structure. A participant working alongside others might be in the second-in-command position for the entire organization, or it could be their inaugural assignment. How do they plan their sinister operations? The Panthers employ a meticulously planned and structured approach for each operation, leaving distinctive indicators of their involvement during the aftermath of the crime. Before setting foot in any venue, there are several preparatory stages. They must secure an investor before initiating any operation, ensuring the organization has the necessary funds for its endeavors. They are required to finance approximately 3 apartments, one for accommodating the members, another to remain vacant, contributing to the diversification of the money trail, and the final apartment serves as a storage space for the stolen items. In addition, they acquire stolen cars instead of renting them, and even invest in valid passports for travel. This meticulous financial maneuvering highlights the Panthers' awareness of the police's ability to trace their identities by following the money trail. But what makes the Pink Panthers different from other gangs? The Pink Panthers stand out from other criminal groups due to their distinct characteristics. For surveillance, they employ attractive women dressed lavishly with jewelry to scout target areas. After successful scouting, their raid approach remains consistent. Despite carrying firearms, they prefer not to use lethal force against victims. Employing sudden and intense displays of violence and noise usually proves sufficient to control shoppers and bystanders. A prime illustration of this tactic is the use of Audis during the 2007 Dubai raid. Onlookers from multiple floors could only watch, unable to intervene. This volume mobilier strategy involves forcefully ramming a heavy object into the store. Inside the store, their actions are swift. Utilizing tools like hammers, they coerce victims and shatter glass cases. The process takes 30 seconds to 1 minute from entry to exit, after which they quickly depart the scene, leaving the country within a day if necessary. Now that's bizarre. What do you think? You might be wondering where all this money is going. The truth remains that while the organization is estimated to have illicitly acquired around $500 million during its operational history, the group doesn't retain the entirety of those funds. The group's share might amount to a maximum of 40% of the proceeds, with the bulk of the money going to the buyers of the stolen diamonds. These diamonds are often sold in Antwerp, the hub of underground transactions and auctions. However, in recent times, the Pink Panthers appear to have diminished their rapid string of heists due to several influencing factors. Despite a constant supply of jewelry to target, as far back as 2007, they were already lagging behind law enforcement, leaving incriminating evidence in the Audis used during the Dubai raid. This led to the exposure of multiple identities within the group. The Panthers have been gradually retreating due to the increasing threat posed by Interpol and the establishment of new extradition agreements between nations from the former Yugoslav republics and the rest of Europe. Additionally, there might be imitators attempting similar actions. Authorities suspected the Panthers' involvement in a theft at 2 casinos in southern France. However, the modest haul of £90,000 suggests this might not align with their usual ambitious targets. The Panthers have emerged as the foremost organization for stealing jewelry and valuable commodities in contemporary crime. While it's accurate that security measures have started to close in on them recently, this might have led to a decline in the frequency of documented operations. However, maintaining vigilance toward any emerging trends remains wise. The group can execute intricate and lucrative maneuvers, launching swift assaults at unexpected moments. What are your thoughts on the Pink Panthers story? Join the discussion by posting a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you found this content useful. Click here to watch the story of the Radoci Schweizer.